I think that we have the catchiest intro song in all of streaming right now. Like,
are you sure? Are you sure?
Nothing.
There's not one other entrance song on this very channel that's very iconic.
Maybe. But ours is really.
But no, it is very. It's very catchy. I'm very. I have a very big spot in my heart for the one for Beards on Thursdays, but
that's fair.
That's because that's like grew up with those guys that made that song, and like so, it's kind of cool. But yeah, no, we got a catchy theme. I'm always in the background hop and pop. I did. We already got people in the chat. Let me get these people out before we get going. You touched tab guy saying, get to see the count. Got to see the countdown. Yeah, I actually did it right today. And then we got the lawyer of Love Wrestling in here 1 second late. Sorry, boss. The brunch gimmick.
Hey, I was pumping Lawrence's tires on the brunch gimmick last week for the excellent producing job he did. So, I mean,
Lawrence is GOAT tier producer.
Yeah.
Lawrence is just GOAT tier human being. That's
exactly. The dude is clutch. Like,
I hope he got many of $5 bills last week for Canada Day. Ugh. No. Anyway, I am Pluggo. That is Blair. It is Saturday morning.
Yes.
It's for exposure time. So Blair, how are you, sir?
I am exhausted because I went to go watch a no-ring deathmatch event last night. No ring deathmatch. And let me tell you that watching on TV on streaming, it's, I'll watch it. It's a little bit more to get into. Like, I find it tougher to watch, on TV, but in person, let me tell you, I am a bloodthirsty savage. Like,
yes,
I was wanting light tube just jabbed in jugulars and like for the chairs to be wrapped around people's heads. And like, I was
get them. Yeah.
Yeah. It was
I can see that because like I watch wrestling all the time at home and I may not be jumping out of my couch for matches, but like in person when you're in the building and the vibe is what it is, it's infectious, man. So I could see that. I could see Blair just whipping out, like bringing some weed whackers from home and say, get him in the face.
Next time I'm going to bring a staple gun and see if I can like use it too.
Ugh, staple guns. Maybe you can borrow Zachary Wentz's. Ugh. We got Hab guy saying he also saw Pluggo do something technical, right? Yeah, I know. They let me push buttons on Saturday mornings, not on Thursdays. Thursdays, I'm not allowed to touch anything. JPJ, he yells at me.
Saturday is Pluggo's Playground.
Yeah, that's right. My show.
That's a great name for a show if you ever decide to do a solo one. Pluggo's Playground.
Then we also pitched Unpluggoed.
Oh, I like that.
As a show idea once. That was I can't remember who gave me that name title. It wasn't me, but whoever came up with it was pure genius. It might have been Zach, but
yeah.
So yeah, Pluggo's Playground. That'd be fun. I don't know. I do better if I was left to my own devices. It might be the most off the rails program in history of programming, but so I usually have to get some professional like you or JPJ to hone me in and keep me honest.
Me professional. I've got a couple of friends of mine went to Dynamite in Edmonton. One actually told me, watching in person is so much better. It is. Like, it's the
vibe. A good wrestling show in person. Oh my God, it's a vibe. A couple of our friends went to that Dynamite Hab guy. We had Spenny Love, our scramble champion Jack Pride was there. Thaddeus was there. I think Spencer made TV.
Yeah,
I saw a
Rampage.
graphic. Yeah, I saw a graphic floating around of him pointing at a camera in his Love Wrestling shirt. So
Hell
check
yeah.
that out.
So glad the boss got some coverage out in there. But Pluggo, we have a busy weekend.
Very busy weekend. Insanely busy. So busy that I didn't realize how busy it was until yesterday.
Like to be honest, I had zero intentions of watching anything independent tonight. I was going to be like, hey, I'm going to watch Collision and I'm going to watch the MLW event so we can watch Alex Kane become champion.
Yes.
And like, oh, there's GCW, there's Prestige, there's Wrestling Revolver, there's all of this. There's even more that's being recorded for YouTube later on. So, I mean,
yep.
there is a plethora.
Prestige is Saturday and Sunday. GCW is tonight. GCW is like sister promotion, if you will. I don't know what they technically call it, but they definitely work a lot together. They are Sunday night, which would be cool. We can do that on Sunday or Sunday afternoon. I like this comment. Culp Swags, my guy, saying Pluggo's amazing. But Culp, if you're gonna say I'm amazing, you gotta say Blair is amazing too, because he's fantastic and he needs. Have guys saying he needs to watch Rampage. Yeah, I didn't watch much last night. I did a lot of I did a little catch-up research work for this morning. I'll probably have a day filled with wrestling, like you said. I definitely am going to check out my boy Alex Kane, our boy Alex Kane, that work on Hammerstone.
Boomaye.
You're going to need to dual screen it, man. You'll have to do like. I've done that, and Mrs. Pluggo judges me hard for like, what are you doing? And I'm like, well, I got one thing going here, and then I got the other on the TV, and then I'm always on my phone too. She's like, I was like, it's busy. It's wrestling. What do you want from me?
Look, I'm researching.
Look, this is important, okay? I'm not a nerd. I'm a person.
Oh, well, we should get things started because
we should
we have a lot to cover. And we were going to kick things off with Cage of Horrors from last week.
Yes. So we previewed the show last week. We're going to review it this week, and then we're going to preview all the things we just talked about.
As a whole.
Plus, stay tuned for Blair's Tidbits of the Week.
Yeah, you know what? We'll
are we officially calling it Tidbits and Toonies?
We should.
Is that what it is?
Tidbits and Toonies.
Tidbits and Toonies with Blair.
Yeah, I like that. You're on a roll today with the show names. You know, I'm digging that.
It's what I do, man. I'm a creative. No, I don't know. I just say dumb things and then I work. What do we got here? We said he had Have Guy did the dual screen thing quite a few times during some wrestling. Yeah, you got to sometimes. If Pluggo says that, then it must be true. Blair, new to your show, but definitely listen more. You should listen more, Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan.
Blair is a saint. Blair is my buddy, my best friend, my confidant, my Saturday morning ride or die. My brosif. Yeah. So yeah, Ryan, I only associate with good people. Even you, buddy. Even you, Ryan. Well, all right, let's do this.
Let's jump into Cage of Horrors 2 from Revolver Wrestling. And like, this is a show that if you were to say like, hey, I want something for everyone, this is the show that you would tell them to watch, because you have your fast-paced bangers, you have your, comedy matches, you have your intense strictly wrestling, and you got your I want blood, violence, and mayhem. And I was a little skeptical heading in, and this card won me over big time, especially the comedy stuff, which I thought was just great.
Yeah. I even found myself when they started that comedy, like that 8-person comedy match. I was like, all right, I'm going to take myself out of this one and, just kind of like get some fun, but keep an eye on it. But I kept doing one of these, like, all right, I'm in. There was that 8-person centipede sharpshooter thing.
The head scissor into the Boston Crab.
They threw a tent. I was like, Jesus. And then one of the guys escapes the tent. I think the pledge escaped the tent. And they go, the things he saw in that tent, the horrors. I was like, oh, God.
Like, comedy always has a place in wrestling, especially if it's done right. Like, there is some absolute garbage out there, but like this is peak. Like they worked it the right amount. It wasn't too much, and it was like they built up to it, so it wasn't just like in your face right away, nonstop. You know,
Yeah.
like it was very well done with it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But we should probably start at the beginning. And
I would think what a 4-way to start off with.
yeah, I mean Brian Keith, Gringo Loco, Alan Angels, Cole Radrick, and I love Brian Keith. I think he is just one of the absolute top guys on the independents right now. And I love seeing him get all these opportunities. And he always delivers. Like he's not like a massive dude, but he's incredible in the ring. You know, like he packs a punch.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I was vibing with Gringo Loco in this match. All black Gringo Loco, man. Like that's a vibe because he's usually all colorful, but he was in serious mode for Revolver.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it.
Those front flips he does into the pose, like
that's what we're saying. Jeez, what a match to start with, right? Like that's how you kick off a show that's headlined by like Speedball Mike Bailey and Roddy Strong. Like get them going early. Whew.
Like especially when you have like a main event like that Cage of Horrors, like what a way to like jump right into things, get the crowd amped up. Like it was a very well done choice by having that one.
Oh yeah. I watch, that's what I think every wrestling show should start high. I think we're in a new era of like, I don't remember it used to be back in the day. Oh, you're the opening match, so you don't mean anything. I think I think now the opening match in a lot of ways can maybe not be as important as the main event, but it's sets the tone for the night.
Yeah.
It's a tone setter. So you want to put you have these 4 guys available, put them in a match and let magic happen. Cause like we're, not sleep. Like you said, Brian Keith's fantastic. Gringo Loco rules, Ratty Daddy in the mix, Alan Angels, who I've gushed about for weeks now on this indie run he's on. Why not? And it was awesome. So
yeah.
If you're a wrestling promotion and you want a good idea, start hot with 4 talented wrestlers in a fatal 4-way, and it'll work out for you.
And it's not necessarily going out there and doing, like massive moves nonstop, but having like that fast-paced action to really get the crowd going. Like that's what you want to do just to capture it. So like if you have, guys going out there and they're doing, like twisting hurricanranas off the top rope to, the outside, and it's like everything after that is going to be a disappointment. That's not what you want. But to have just a fast-paced, high-action match where everyone is able to get a little bit of a shine, that's a great way to get the crowd into it.
Oh yeah, which they were. This crowd was great. I had a lot of fun. This Wrestling Revolver crowd is always fun.
Marina Shafir and Rachel Armstrong, like this, I felt like this was way too short. I would have been happy if they would have went a little bit longer.
Yeah. Well, this was what I thought. I thought how this was going to go was it was going to be like Rachel Armstrong's coming out party. That's how I envisioned it. It didn't quite go that way. Not that she was going to win. I didn't think she was going to beat Marina. I think that they are trying really hard to build Marina back up into just this unstoppable force. And since she's, signed and everything, it's one of those that she's going to win. But I would have loved for them to give Rachel a little bit more offense, put Marina in a little bit more peril. She was, but it just didn't feel like enough. And then, like you said, at the end of the day, it was like, boom, done. It was over. So
the match was under 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like even for an indie match, like give us a little bit more than that. Yeah, give Rachel just a little bit of a chance to show something. But like Marina, I thought like she had a dominating performance, and there's there's so much potential with Marina, and it's just a matter of like tapping into the right part of it.
Right. Like we're just waiting for it to kind of click or give her the right gimmick, maybe not gimmick, but just the right way to harness that talent and then she'll be fine. Because I've always really enjoyed Marina. Even back when her NXT days, I always thought there was something there. They just never used it right. I think they leaned way too heavy early on. She's an MMA fighter like Ronda. And then she's taking this time to kind of rebuild and find herself as her own badass. So it'll come.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's just, like you said, finding the right like niche almost for them to just go into, like find out what will really work, because it's not the like MMA badass that they've tried it. Multiple companies have tried it. It doesn't work, but there's something there.
It's not the you know who I am.
And get her a really good banger of a theme.
She needs a really good mouthpiece too. No, if not, at least right now, I would think.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that would be very beneficial to her.
Yeah.
So, there is that 8-man tag match, and I was in the same boat as you heading into this one. Like I was about to write it off, but they did an incredible job keeping my interest in it. So,
and before anybody like gets mad at us for saying that, like they did the very hokey like group tag team where it's like, oh, it's the frat boys, and it's just a collection of frat guys. So you're like, okay, there's probably not going to be like a whole lot to talk about here. And then of course they did all that crazy comedy stuff with I'm blanking on his name like I always do, but the Boy Scout.
Man Scout Jake Man.
Yeah. The Man Scout. He comes out with a tent.
Yeah.
Things just get weird.
That was making the rounds on Twitter the other day because people are like, oh, it's no wrestling. Well,
it is wrestling. It's just not your wrestling. That's what I don't like. Like saying something isn't wrestling is like, it's like saying something isn't music. Oh, that's not music. Well, it is music to the people that like that kind of music. Yeah. It may not be to you. So that's what we said. Wrestling is for everyone. This card had something for everyone. So if you didn't want to see that, you could that could be your bathroom break match if you'd like. Or that could be, like I said, you could go do something, come back in 15 minutes, and you didn't even see it. So calm down, Twitter trolls. It's okay. Calm down. Clam down. Some people don't think the WWE is wrestling. Like there's people in this world that don't think that's wrestling. So if that's, you know what I mean? It's all subjective.
Yeah. It's like there's the title of wrestling and then all these different, it can go in so many different ways, like, hey, what WWE does, that's wrestling. What AEW does is wrestling. What Revolver does, hey, that's wrestling too. What Chikara is wrestling, even though they lean into more of the gimmicky type stuff. So, I mean, everything falls under it. It's just one blanket thing. Like, here's wrestling. Just find what you like. It's like music, Yeah, like you said, it's music. And then you have all your subgenres. You can have your acoustic, alt country pop and stuff.
Yeah, wrestling is, I consider it a sport just because of the athletic nature it takes to do it. But it's also more of an art form than anything. And, art, you just say the word art and that's super duper subjective too. So yeah, it wasn't for everybody, but I had fun with it. Like I said, I didn't have high expectations going into it, but I also knew, okay, this is the comedy portion of the night. So I made the best of it and actually turned out to be a lot more fun than I even anticipated. So I was like, cool. Great.
The Revolver title match, Jake Christ and Kevin Blackwood. We have talked at length about how great Kevin Blackwood is, but I want to know your thoughts on Jake Christ. Like, he's had a run in Impact before. Where do you see him slotting into the, independent scene?
Blackwood?
Jake
Christ. Or Christ.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that last night. It's funny that you asked me that because I'm sitting there and I see Jake Christ. He's the Revolver champ. First of all, this match got on so early because the card was so stacked. I was like, is this show almost over? This should be like the main event because most indies do their main event with their promotion's title. I don't know where I see him sliding in the indies. Like I see him making some moves. He does really well in Revolver. Maybe I'm not paying that close attention, but I don't see him wrestling a ton of other places.
No.
Like he's a big enough name that I think he would pop up on some of these bigger indies and be making the rounds. I'm not sure if it's just he wrestles select dates on purpose. I know he was with Impact for a minute and part of the Sami Callihan stuff. So, he's a TV, he looks good. He seems to be completely over with the crowd. I don't know where I see him only because I don't see him as much as I think we should, right? Am I missing something? Like I don't see him anywhere else. Really, he's been Revolver, maybe a couple. I know he wrestled a couple times for a local promotion around my hometown But like, I don't see him making that like Kevin Blackwood. You see Kevin Blackwood everywhere.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know a weekend that we don't talk about Kevin Blackwood being in a match, but there's like Jake Christ, it's like Revolver or nothing. So I'd like to see him branch out and do more. I'm not sure why that is, because I think he could have a really fun indie run under his belt. He's talented. He's got a great look. He's TV ready because, you know, he can do it because he's been on TV before.
Like pulling up his cage match, it's predominantly Revolver, Impact, and then very small select indies. There was some Circle 6 in there as well, but like a lot of indies that are just very, very like, you know, centralized and not really, you know, you're not going to find them on IWTV.
Yeah, like down the road from my house. Yeah.
But like, I do feel like he has all the technical abilities to be something. I guess it just depends if that's what he actually wants or if he's just content going about his thing.
We got Hab guy saying Chris is somebody he'd love to see in person. Blackwood is the current champ at C4. He's got the crowd hating him so well. Yeah, Blackwood's fantastic. And the boss is up. Good morning, friends. Good morning, boss. Recovering from he's had a week, man. He was at Dynamite. He was at Rampage. He had LPW last weekend. He deals with me on every other day basis, you know.
And he's been announcing some banger matches.
Which
the next LPW show, which we're going to touch on later on. So
yeah, we're going to touch on the 3. We've got 3 match announcements so far for LTW 17. And if you guys thought 16 was a banger, 17 is shaping up to be even better. So we'll talk about those here in a little bit.
The dog collar match between Crash Jackson and Madman Fulton, I was ready to write this one off too, because I'm watching it, I'm going into it thinking like, okay, dog collar match. There's no way that this is going to compete with anything that we've seen in the past couple of years when it comes to dog collars on the main level. But these two guys busted their asses. There were some innovative spots in this one.
Yeah.
Like they did a great job with this match.
Am I mistaken, or did they say this was the first dog collar match in Revolver history? Or was this the first one between them? The commentary team was putting it over a lot, saying the first ever dog collar match.
I wouldn't be surprised because it's not like you're, you know.
So if that's the case, if I heard them correctly, then if that's the case, that's the first ever dog collar match. And they definitely had to deliver, and I think they did. I think it was. It was everything you would want in a dog collar match and then some, you know, blood, guts, violence, all sorts. Beating with a chain.
Yeah. Even the one cameraman getting involved and doing the worst frog splash ever.
I was so into this thing that when Fulton had Jackson up against the ring post and he's holding him down and he grabs a bunch of the excess chain and he goes to swing, I thought he was going to hit him with it. And he missed, and I was like, "Thank God," because that would have been awful. But they were so into it, and it was so convincing. I was like, "Oh shit, somebody's gonna die today." It was interesting that Crash won. I thought Fulton was gonna pull that one off. I did see Jackson winning that thing, but I don't book shows, so that's why I guess.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. There was the one German suplex from Fulton that'll just. The fact that he got Jackson up, like, I mean, Jackson's a big dude, but Fulton,
he said he was 360 in the, you know, when they did the announcement. So getting a 360 man up in a German. Whew.
Yeah. So,
well, Fulton's like 7 feet tall. He's jacked too. I think maybe just his leverage alone.
He's someone that, like, I mean, he's had a cup of tea with NXT, cup of tea with Impact. I think he's still with Impact, but like, I wonder if he has the capabilities of doing like a big indie run, getting him back up into one of the major promotions, or if he's kind of like capping out.
Yeah, I don't know. There's only so much. I mean, when I look at Fulton, I see a lot of potential, but I also see like there's only so much you can kind of. He's a big man. There's not a lot he can do outside of what he's doing. I just don't know of other places if he's also kind of in the Jake Christ mode. I know that they wrestle a lot together. Where he keeps it very tight. Maybe that's just what he likes to do. Maybe with Jake Christ and Fulton, they just want to keep it small and not be on the road every weekend, which is teach their own. But I could see him doing some stuff on some indie scenes. I could see him popping up places. He could be a great heavy for somebody, you know.
I think like I would love to see him dip over to Japan for a bit.
Yeah.
Because I think he would do really well over there, almost like an alternative to Lance Archer.
Ooh, there you go. Yeah, he gives me Lance Archer vibes.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
And then
I don't think he's quite as agile as Lance, but he's not bad. He's not far off. I can tell you that.
So there was the mixed tornado no DQ match between Alley Catch, JT Dunn, and Jessica and Masha Slamovich.
Yes. What a pairing.
How'd you like this one?
I thought it was fun. I thought it was a pretty good match. It was all over the place. I think as expected, you get those combustible elements together, and it's going to be something. I had fun with it. I always enjoy a good Masha Slamovich match, and I'm always team Masha, and they didn't pull it out, so I was kind of bummed. But what are you going to do? And then you get Sami Callihan involved. He kind of cost him the match, so that I guess I don't understand. I'll be honest, I don't know the story behind the Masha JT, or I'm sorry, the Sammy, the Jessica, the JT, all that kind of stuff. I don't know the story behind it, if there was a story, but I know he was coming out to even the odds for Jessica and help her out, and then ultimately cost him the match. So I'll have to dig a little deeper into that, because I know that there's something there, but I don't remember why.
Yeah.
I know that, if I'm not mistaken, Sammy and Jessica are dating in real life, so, and then maybe JT and Allie are, or it's a storyline thing. I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
You're investing in the drums.
I need to invest more into the drama part of it, so I could figure, because like Sami Callihan came out, and I was just like, all right. I'm not a big Sami Callihan guy. I've just never been. He just it's not that he's not talented. Like, if I ever say I'm not into a wrestler, it's not because I don't think they're talented or that they're good at their job. It's just what he does. This is not for me. So I was a little bummed to see it.
That's very valid, because I mean, you can't be into everyone, So there are going to be people who just aren't your cup of tea. But
shameless plug. You come on over to Thursday nights on Between Two Beards, and about weekly I have a new person make my list.
You're not a Sami Callihan fan. You're a Solomon Crow fan.
Yeah. But no, I thought it was fun. It was fine. JT and JT Dunn and Alley Catch get the win. But I thought the match was fine. They did a good job. I don't really have any like super deep analysis to it, because
there wasn't tons to it.
It was pretty standard, but it did the job.
Yeah, it was the perfect like palate cleanser after the dog collar match, because
exactly, that's a great way to put it. Yeah, just kind of like bring everybody down a little bit, get them back, have some fun at Sami Callihan's expense. Get hit in the nuts.
Because they needed to bring them down so they could get them right back up again with Speedball Mike Bailey and Roderick Strong just kicking ass for 20 plus minutes.
That's all you got to say. It was intense, and you could tell both guys like wanted it. Wanted it to be special, wanted it to be a banger. Neither one would give up. Ultimately, Roddy wins, but I mean, what a 20 minutes. What a ride. Like, that's a match you'll watch back and go, this was cool. Because if you watch it back, you're like, oh, I missed that. Oh, my God. Like, when Speedball was, like, hanging on the ropes and Roddy's kicking him in the chest and he's just, like, wheeling himself back up to get into his face, I was just like, you could tell these dudes are just locked in.
Yeah. The backbreaker across the turnbuckle chain, like that connects the pad to the post. Like, I could watch Roddy Strong dish out backbreakers for hours on end.
Yeah, I bet you if you searched it, there's probably YouTube clips of just Roddy Strong backbreakers for like an hour.
I was gonna say 5 hours, just nonstop. Right. You could put that on and just watch it.
Oh heck yeah! I kept thinking in this match. And I don't know, I'll have to ask wrestler friends of mine, but I was like, how do you prepare for something like this? Do they work this out? Like, you're not taking Canadian destroyers off the top ropes and stuff in practice. Like, you got to trust your guy. You got to trust Roddy not to to spike you on that. And I mean, obviously they're two talented individuals and two professionals. So I had, a lot of trust in the world, but that match, I was like, how do you prepare for that? Like, how do you work that out in the backstage? You just talk it out and hope it all works out. Cause they were doing some crazy stuff that, I mean, it takes a lot of trust. And I don't know if Speedball and Roddy have ever wrestled together before. I don't know if this was a first time ever match or not. But it was a thing of beauty.
Yeah. I'm not too sure if they have or not. We'll have to look into that, but we are in a great time of wrestling where this is just on, a regular indie show, and it's available for anyone to go and just check out.
Yeah, you find it.
There was a time where these special a match like this would be on like a very high end indie, and now you can go to a Revolver show, you can go to a local show and see a match of this quality on it. So I think that's incredible.
And there was a time where you'd have to watch it on some grainy VHS tape with no audio commentary back in the day if you're a tape trader. But now you can just click a button. It's right there.
Hell yeah.
Wonderful.
And the main event of the evening. Oh, hi, Mrs. Pluggo.
Oh, Mrs. Pluggo's in the chat. Hello. She says hi. What'd she say? Hi, you guys are great. Bye. Nice to see you. Love you. She's at work right now, so I can see her. She's probably sneaking around the corner somewhere, checking us out. That's how dedicated Mrs. Pluggo is to Blair.
No, to Pluggo. That is love. That is support.
Yeah, but she even knows I'm not good at this. She's like, Blair's the glue for exposure.
No. Blair's the guy who rambles and he just stops his thoughts dead and waits for the other person to continue on. That's all Blair does. He's guilty of that.
And good thing I don't mind talking, as T.Y. Jackson said on Thursday, that I talk. It's my show. What do you want me to not talk?
Of course.
What a bum. Anyway, what a bum that guy is. Hi, T.Y. Hope you're feeling better.
That snuggie he had was
good. I will give him that. He had a great snuggie on. He said he was going to watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine to get over his loss to Zoe Sager. So, I can't knock him for those two things. The eat shit at the end, I can get a little upset about. But
he didn't say it to me. So,
well, of course not.
The night capped off with Cage of Horrors, a 6-man tag between the Second Gear crew and the Rascals, and the contraption that they wrestled in, the scaffolding, all the fencing around of it, like this was just an absolute, what's the word I want to say? This was something like blood, the violence, tables, chairs, ladders.
Mrs. Pluggo said I'm not in the middle today, so she's bummed because she did all this nice work, and she's like, you have to show it off. She just texted me.
That is nice work.
She's very this contraption that you say it all nonchalantly that they wrestled in was Cage of Horrors was a great title for this program because that was some scary shit. I was like, somebody's gonna get hurt today. And Myron, I don't know if it was kayfabed or if it's real. I didn't follow up, but they did mention that Myron Reed got rushed to the hospital.
Okay.
So is he okay?
I hope so.
Okay.
I like the young goat.
I do like the young goat.
Yeah.
The young goat. Kid Reed, he's also a very good rapper as well.
I did not know that. But if you are a fan of hardcore, you like blood, you like violence, this is the match you want to check out on this show. There's a staple gun involved. There is a scaffold. You will see people go off of the scaffold.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, that is a spoiler. I won't say who, but you will see it. And it is, you will audibly gasp at some of the spots in this match. I think that's the best way to say it.
I'll just say this. Staple gun and tongues. Why is that? I get it, but why is that a thing? Why is that a spot? Like, man, the man's Warner, man. I love it. He does these things where it's like, nah, man, like I get it. It's hardcore deathmatch wrestling. Like, yes, but man, your tongue has got to hate you. Like,
oh yeah.
And how do you like take this? So for those that didn't watch, he staples Zachary Wentz staples Mance Warner's tongue to a piece of broken door. And then ultimately Wentz stomps on the door and rips his tongue. Like, how do you eat after that?
Just crushes Jamba Juice.
Yeah, like he goes back and has a piece of pizza and the salt and it burns his mouth. Like, man, dude, like that seems worse. Hab guy. He's fun in person to see. I saw him at Black Label Pro. It was more of a toned down Mance Warner, I will say. The Black Label Pro show, he did have a death match with Steph DeLander, but it wasn't quite. We'll just say I didn't see any blood. It wasn't like this Cage of Horrors. Like, I'll tell you that. It was more of a tame, like kids friendly death match, if that makes sense.
So that was a Cage of Horrors. Very fun. Like we said before, something for everyone. I got a few tidbits, and that'll
before you tidbit it. Let's pay the bills.
Do you want me to hit the video or you got it?
Yeah, you gotta hit the video and I'll read the ad.
Video.
Make sure you gotta keep it looping.
I don't know how to loop it. So
just hit it again as it gets to the end. Just hit it again.
Okay.
So then it'll go twice. Yeah, we learned on Thursday from JPJ how to do this. Today's podcast is brought to you by our friends over at BetStamp. The BetStamp app will help you with your gambling. If you like to gamble and you go to sportsbooks, every sportsbook has a different outcome on the payout. Well, BetStamp, just like Hotels.com or Trivago, will line up those betting books, those sports books, if you will, and put them in the best chance to win, give you the best odds. That's a terrible way to say that, but you get what I'm saying. The better odds will be lined up like this. There you go.
I'm not fast enough.
And BetStamp users, on average, save or win, not save. They win $1,000 a year using this app, making sure that you get the best odds possible for the line that you're gambling on, the game you want to gamble, where it's player props, whether it's over, under, covered. They even got wrestling on some of these sportsbooks apps now. So if you head over to Android, iOS, your Play Store, Google Play Store, or just betstamp.com, you enter in the Love Wrestling promo code right there. Get started gambling for free. With BetStamp, they will help you on your journey to success by using that code. Put it in there. Tell your friends over at BetStamp that you are wanting to start your gambling journey with us here at Love Wrestling. And I think that there you go. I got it. It's too long. I think so. I got most.
Okay, I had to.
But yeah, you think about that. Like, this is a hack to help you win more money gambling, because like you said, MGM, Caesars, Points Break, all those guys have different, they pay out different. They have different lines. Some are different, some are bigger, some are better. So why bet a game with one sports book when you could bet it with another one and make more money?
Hell yeah.
Do it. Sign up today. Tell them we sent you.
Hab guy's doing the research for the show for us. So Speedball and Roddy match back to G to 2015.
Okay. That
probably just banger. So I mean,
I'm sure you can find that somewhere too to watch, but yeah.
Okay,
I wasn't sure, because Speedball, there was that 5 years he couldn't wrestle in the States. Roddy was with NXT for so long, so I didn't know if maybe their careers lined up, but that's cool.
Okay, we got some tidbits, and then we have to bang off like 6 shows to preview, so it'll be like rapid fire for the next 20 plus minutes. So Megabyte Ronnie, independent wrestler in the in New York area, competed in the hot dog eating contest. The Nathans won. He did not place. But,
no, is that the one where it was going to be canceled? But Chestnut's like, no.
Yeah,
this is America. Damn it.
Chestnut is a diehard. So.
I mean, I would imagine if you train year round to eat 75 hot dogs, and you get to the day of the event and it gets canceled due to rain, you're pretty fired up and you're like, who cares? I just want to eat the hot dogs.
Yeah, 100%.
I didn't realize we couldn't do this inside at a table.
Penta and Phoenix, the Lucha Bros, they run a promotion down in California at the Republic of Lucha. They own a store in Pasadena. They run events. They got another one coming up in July 22nd. The card so far, you got Phoenix versus Arez, Penta versus Alex Hammerstone, Moose versus El Hijo de Wagner Jr., TJP and Francisco Akira versus Ray Horse and Extreme Tiger, and the Renegade Twins versus Tessa Blanchard and a mystery partner.
Oh, Tessa Blanchard's she pops up randomly.
I think she's starting to try to rehab everything that happened from before.
Yeah, you should do that, Tessa. It probably is. You should rehab your image after that. Man, what a fall that all on her. Don't get me wrong. I'm saying like, oh, poor Tessa. Like, no, it was on her. But she was the next one I thought that was going to be. And then everything came out, and rightfully so. Yep. She lost a lot of her bookings, but she just randomly pops up here and there. So we'll see what happens there.
And last but not least, and this segues into one of the previews, but
is this the biggest tidbit of the week? Is there bigger tidbits, smaller tidbits? Are they all the same size tidbit at Tim Hortons?
I would say they're all the same size, but when it comes to Blair's tidbits, this is the biggest one. And a lot of it has to do with the wrestler involved, because I mean, they were the Observer 2021 Women's Wrestler of the Year. So Utami Hayashishida from Stardom had some incredible matches with Suri that year. She is making her, I think it's American debut with GCW starting tonight.
Oh,
so, yeah, she's going to be, because tonight's is in Hartford, and she's facing off with Billy Starks.
Yep, that's like they promoted that as like the main event.
Yeah, so
they've got her. They got them at the top of the card, at the top of the poster. So
that is like what I want to see. So I mean, it's a good segue into GCW Cleanup Man.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. He got the big old tidbits.
So we can jump in. Do you want me to run down the card and we can pick?
You mean Pizza Cat Jr.?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, I don't.
No. Hey, come on, bro.
But he's Pizza Cat Jr. That sounds. Hey, calm down. That was a fun show.
It was a fun show. Oh yeah,
that backyard. Well, just real quick, we watched the GCW Backyard Wrestling show, and that was something. It was a time. It was fun. We're not going to deep dive into any of it, but like,
great theme music choices.
Excellent theme music choices. The aesthetic, Mrs. Pluggo, really. I'm going to become my weekly segment on the show is Mrs. Pluggo's commentary on things I watch. Mm-hmm. She was like, "What are you watching?" And I said, "GCW's Backyard Bash." And I watched it last night, and she was like, "What is this? I'm judging you. This looks really hokey." And I said, "It's supposed to be. It's it's a backyard wrestling event, and everybody's spoofing it." And she's like, "What are with these people?" I was like, "It's backyard wrestling, man." She just was not feeling the vibe. So. But anyway,
there was an appearance by old ECW wrestler 911 there, so
that's all you need.
Yeah,
I need.
Okay,
hell yeah.
So Cleanup Man, GCW. That's tonight coming from Hartford. I'll run through the card. You can tell me what really catches your eye, what we should be watching out for, and we'll.
All right. We'll just.
So this is off a cage match. Sometimes cage match is a little iffy, but I would love for promotions just to like release the full roster or for a lineup. That'd be nice.
GCW does a pretty good job of releasing it on Twitter, but they do have a tendency to change things up last minute. That kind of infuriates me. So I'm like, damn it.
Yeah. So
things happen.
A 3-way tag match between Waves and Curls, Janai Kai and Yoya. And Los Macizos.
Ooh, my boy.
We got
Ciclope. What's in the backpack, bro? Ciclope, what's in the backpack? All right, sorry.
He's got the backpack. Punk has the bag. I mean,
I gotta know.
Just duotangs. Joey Janela versus Charles Mason.
That'll be cool. That'll be interesting. That's gonna be nasty.
Utami Hayashishida versus Billy Starks. I cannot wait for this one.
Yes, I'm excited to see what she does in the United States, and then of course Billy Starks. We love Billy Starks on this program.
the GCW tag team titles, the East West Express facing off against Gringo Loco and Jack Cartwheel. And I'm going to make a prediction.
Uh-oh.
We see the East West Express lose the titles tonight.
Really?
Yes.
Even though they have that big matchup coming up in New York?
Maybe not. So
with what was it, Big Red and oh my god, I'm blanking on his name. Remember they came out? Amazing Red. Right. Amazing Red.
Yes,
and they said, we'll see you in New York. And they want those titles.
Yeah, I think it'll get turned into a 3-way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey.
Because with Nick Wayne.
Because I think that's next month, right?
Yeah. With Nick Wayne being board AEW, I think you're going to see them lose sooner than later.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah. We talked about that on Thursday night. Yeah. Just because I think early on, I think AEW is going to push him. I really do. I think they're going to push him pretty heavily. So I think they're going to need him for a lot more days, especially early. And I think you'll see Nick Wayne, like you've seen with AEW people that are starting to make more in appearances. Like, okay, the dates have kind of loosened up a little bit. So now I can work my way in here. But early on, I think they're going to be on the Nick Wayne train.
Then we got John Wayne Murdoch versus Cole Radrick.
Interesting. That's interesting.
We got a 6-man tag match. Jimmy Lloyd and Wasted Youth versus the SATs. I always like the SATs.
Jimmy Lloyd and the Wasted Youth, a.k.a. Edmond, Dark Angel, and oh my God, I'm forgetting. What's the other one? Mathers was still in Murph. What's his name? Dylan was, oh my God, it was Ariel Rowe.
Because he called for him during the match. We also got.
I didn't catch the gimmick until like after the first match at Backyard Wrestling. I was like, that's Marcus Mathers. Why is he calling himself Tarshal? What the heck's going on here? Is that Marcus Mathers? Like, I couldn't figure it out. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, they're all doing it. I get it. Stupid me. I was tired yesterday.
There's also Nick Cage versus Psycho Clown, which should be something. And we also got Blake Christian versus Richard Holiday.
Ooh, that'll be good. It'll be fun. Is it for the title?
It is for the GCW World title.
Ooh, fancy. It's my computer's acting up. Here we go. Oh.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
I don't know what's going on. But yeah, it's good to see Richard Holiday back. Blake Christian. Yeah. I never thought, that'd be a match I'd want to see, but I think it would be fun because Richard Holiday's going to be hella over and everybody hates Blake Christian. So, except I like Blake Christian. I just, in kayfabe, they hate him. But yeah, that'll be a fun time. That's tonight at 8:00.
That is, tonight, 8:00
Eastern, because they're on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Sometimes they throw me off with their, like, it says 8 p.m. and then it's not until 11 because it's LA or wherever they're from. So, all right, cool. I think that card's gonna be a lot of fun. I think we'll have a lot to talk about next week from that.
Oh yeah.
Chug.
I think one that we're both very excited for, Prestige, the Cascadia Wrestling Cup.
Yeah.
2-night event, Saturday and Sunday. A lot of Pacific Northwest wrestlers are wrestling on it because it's just down in Oregon. I know we made our picks. You're going to throw those up on Twitter later on, but we can run through the first round matchups just so.
We stay tuned to our socials, friends. We've got the picks there. We'll have the pick there.
We got a little treat for you. Having a rough day. We got a little treat. Treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
Treat yourself, fool. First round matchups. The brackets are available. I know you tweeted them out yesterday. We got Cody Chun versus Guillermo Rosas, Randy Myers versus Drexel, Travis Williams versus Amira, Invictus. Oh, that's not Invictus Cash. That is Artemis Spencer. Artemis Spencer versus Daniel Maccabi, Sonico versus Alan Angels, Jaden. cage match, you're really cramping my style. I'll get Jaden's opponent right away. Nicole Matthews versus Liza Hall. Ethan HD versus Judas Icarus.
A lot of LPW alums making it's going to be tough. I'm going to have to pick with my head because that's the internalistic journalistic way to do it. But internalistic is that a word? It should be. I'm in the internalistic journalistic Pluggo. But I'm going to be picking with my heart. I want all LPW alums in the finals. Let's go.
You can stay tuned. Jaden's facing off with Chris Brady, so that one was right. But
okay.
Hey, you know what? Stay tuned because when I made my picks, I have an LPW alum winning it all.
I saw that.
Yeah. So I'm just
over our boy Alan Angels.
Over Alan Angels.
Ooh, I like it.
Put it this way: I got 2 LPW alum in the finals. So, just saying.
Spoiler alert. I mean, you
put on a banger.
That means you got to go to @4exposure_pod on Twitter to find out who.
That was a great segue to plug it.
That's right.
Good job. You came up clutch there.
Every once in a while, I have a moment of brilliance.
Out of those first round matchups, any that you are most looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to Nicole Matthews and Liza Hall. I really love those two as performers, and putting them together, I think, is a no-brainer. I'm excited to see what Travis Williams does, and I'm a huge Travis Williams fan, so the golden boy. So I'm excited to see. Hopefully, he goes on a bit of a run here. But yeah, overall, I was scrolling through last night, and I can't believe it. I didn't notice it before, and I was like, "Oh shit, Blair, this is tomorrow!" Holy crap! We have to talk about it. This is a stacked. The tournament alone is stacked. I don't know if they're doing any. I think they have some other matches planned, to break up the tournament vibe, to give wrestlers an opportunity to rest. But it should be a fun card.
I think the tonight is just the first round matches, and then tomorrow night is all of the semifinals and all of that. So. Yeah. Well, because you've got 9 matches on there, or 8 matches, so that's
that is a card. So yeah, then tomorrow night will be a little less, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. It'll be fun. I'm excited.
Yeah, so that's Prestige.
Prestige
JCW,
worldwide,
Prestige. JCW Big Ass Extreme Bash. That is tomorrow up on YouTube, so everyone can go and check it out.
Yeah, that one's free. JCW does that. So, for those that don't know, I wanted to kind of plug them for this. JCW is maybe they work really close together with GCW, almost like a minor league system, maybe, or just like a sister promotion. But they're not on Fight Plus. They're not on, independent wrestling TV. It's all on YouTube. So, if you want to get a chance to see some of these GCW big names, like a Jordan Oliver, for free, all you got to do is go on YouTube. It's wonderful. Shout out to Jersey Championship Wrestling.
Talk about a great marketing tool. Hey, you introduce someone to, say, a Jordan Oliver. You like their matches? Hey, he's featured weekly on GCW. It's up on Fight Plus. You should get a subscription. It's under $10. You can watch him all the time. So, I mean,
people like Billy Starks made their name in GCW. She would always be on the GCW card, and then she finally started making her way up to the JCW card, and she'd make her way up to GCW. So it's really cool to watch. So it's a fun show. They go by pretty quick, and you get some. We're gonna run down the card right now. It's a fun card.
Utami Hayashishida versus Janai Kai.
That's gonna rule.
Yeah.
Ugh.
You want hard hitting? That's right up your alley.
That's gonna rule.
JCW title #1 contendership, 6-way scramble. You got Gringo Loco, Cole Radrick, Jimmy Lloyd, Starboy Charlie, Griffin McCoy, and Jack Cartwheel. So
yes,
different styles in there. You got Joey Janela versus Billy Starks.
That'll be interesting. I'm psyched for that.
Yeah, that's even another one where it's two different styles going into it. Yeah. So Joshua Bishop versus Alec Price.
Okay, I don't know a ton about Joshua Bishop, but I do like me some Alec Price.
Yeah, me too. I think we're both on the Alec Price bandwagon. Mike Bailey versus Mao.
Who? You cut out there.
Mao.
Oh, yeah, Mao.
Yeah,
you're getting Mike Bailey on this card too, and it's 3 people. How could you not love that?
Now,
And either I'm, huh?
if there was a certified banger of the week, it is this next matchup. You've got Lee Moriarty and the East-West Express versus Time Machine. Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, and Kushida.
Yes. Like, come on. What are we doing in this world? That's crazy. That's gonna be bonkers.
Yeah, I cannot wait to watch that one. So it's gonna be on YouTube. You're gonna get a match like that free on YouTube. So
for those that don't like Lee Moriarty, like independent scene Lee Moriarty was amazing. Like he's gonna have some fun, I think, because it's you know, he has to do what he's supposed to do on AEW, but on the independents, he can just go wild and have some fun. And then you get Jordan Oliver and Nick Wayne involved, and then Alex Shelley. Oh my gosh. Chris Sabin. And then Kushida. Like, come on. What are we doing here, people?
Yeah, Time Splitter.
That's a main event, and 95% of independent promotions, like, and that's probably just going to be probably close. It might be close. Maybe they'll main event that.
That could be a main event for like an AEW shows.
Yeah, that's like AEW work. That's an Impact. That's an Impact main event if I ever saw one. Like, come on, let's go.
So after that, we got a bunkhouse stampede with Grim Reaper, John Wayne Murdoch, Ciclope, Miedo Extremo, Yoya, One Called Manders, Dylan McKay, Charles Mason, and a question mark. So
there's a lot going on there, and there's
but there's going to be violence in that one.
Just pure violence. Somebody's going to bleed. Something's crazy is going to happen, but it should be a good time. Stay safe, you bunkhouse guys. Don't hurt yourselves. Too bad.
And if Blake Christian is still champion after his match with Richard Holiday, he will be facing off against Beastman for the GCW.
Beastman. That guy. So, I stood next to Beastman once at a Warrior Wrestling show, and he's a big guy. He's a big guy. Super nice guy, but he's so Blake Christian, be careful. Because he's also an agile big man. For as big as he is, he can do some stuff. Like, I'm impressed when I watch him.
So that was the JCW show. There's also Revolver Texas Toasted. We're going to run through that one too.
Yeah.
There's so much wrestling tonight. Oh, we got Sammy Callahan versus Alley Catch in a Texas street fight.
Let's go, Alley Catch.
Yeah. Come on, Alley. ABC, Ace Austin, and Chris Bay versus the Children of the Scorned, Gabe Wilder versus Tommy Prince. Not too familiar with them.
No.
But you're going to see a lot of Texas wrestlers on this show, as you can tell when we go through it. Keith Lee, who we mentioned last week on the tidbits, he is going to be facing off with Aaron Eagle. So
Keith Lee making his return to the Indies. I'm super excited just to see how he gets received, the vibe. It's going to be a good time. What did you say he's wrestling?
Aaron Eagle.
I'm sorry, Aaron. Thanks for coming. Thanks for playing. This is your moment, but Keith Lee's taking care of business.
Lance Archer versus Matthew Palmer.
Nice.
JD Griffey, who we've seen in ROH before, facing off with Mike Bailey. And this is a no ropes fight pit match.
Ooh, Bailey in a fight pit matches are fun. Did you see the one he did with Kenny King at Impact?
I have not.
That was fun. Like, yeah, I'm excited. So no ropes fight pit for Bailey. That's like right up his wheelhouse.
Shane Taylor versus Rich Swann.
All right, cool. Yeah. Love me some Shane Taylor.
And another one that has banger written all over it. Zachary Wentz is challenging for the PWR Remix title, currently held by Alex Shelley.
Ooh, that'll be cool. Like Zachary Wentz is like, he's super talented. Like, there's so much, like, there's so many things that he does that I don't think other wrestlers can do. Mm-hmm. and I don't know if he knows. I think he knows it too. And it's just like, every time I see him wrestle, I'm just like, I'm like, how did he do that? Body shouldn't move that way. good on him. I'm excited. That'll be fun. And Alex Shelley, of course, he's Alex Shelley. We don't have to break down Alex Shelley. He's really good. He's a really good wrestler.
So I'll run down the NEW, the Nation Extreme Wrestling card out in BC. They put up their shows up on YouTube afterwards, so you're going to check out some great wrestling up. Is this
a surprise card you're running down? I didn't know we were talking about this one.
It is, because someone was like, "Hey, there's this show tomorrow. You guys should at least go over the card." And I said, "Yeah, I'll throw it in there." So
who was it?
It was actually someone from NEW was like, "Hey,
oh, cool,
you should mention us." So
nice. NEW, what's up?
Yeah, so Nation Extreme Wrestling out in BC, they're doing some great stuff. A lot of the wrestlers that call LPW home, they have also wrestled over for NEW, and you're going to hear about a couple of them in the card. So I'll run down the card. Then after that, we're going to run through the LPW announced matches, and then everyone's going to go on their merry little ways and have a nice little
go out, get your Red Bulls, your energy drinks, your snacks, and sit on your couch and watch professional wrestling for the next 2 days straight.
So NEW 13, it's coming from the Pearl, which is out in BC. Fergie, their NEW champion, has an open challenge to anyone. So lots of questions about who that's going to be. So after that, we've got Miles DeVille facing off with El Fantasmo.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, LP making his return. We have reloaded the NEW Tag Team Champions, Jackie Lee and Sharif Morrow. Jackie Lee was one of the security guards on Dynamite this past week for the birthday segment. They are going to be taking on two of the youngest, hottest wrestlers out in BC, Casey Ferreira and Max Benson.
Okay.
After that, we got Real Eli Surge, who is an LPW veteran. He's taking on Bishop. Jonathan Gresham is making his NEW debut, facing off against Sebastian Wolf.
Yes, they announced that. Hell yeah.
Yeah, so that is going to be fun.
I knew that was coming. I wasn't sure when. So it's Sebastian Wolf coming off his LPW loss to Jared Rogers. He's going to be fired up.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan Gresham rules.
He's going to want to get back in that win column.
Yes. We got Have Guy saying he'll go on his merry little way and try to watch wrestling while he watches his kids. Same. Obviously I won't watch certain things with my kids, but I will try to watch some of the cleaner stuff.
Yeah.
No GCW cage match of horrors thing with the littles, but
no.
Maybe the Canadian Cup, Cascadia. Did I say that right? Cascadia Cup. Yeah, I'll probably watch that because that seems like it'll be a family fun time. Anyway,
we got the Illa tribe facing off with Parm Singh Man and KJ, the Karen Jot. We also have Sandra Moon facing off with LPW wrestler Gigi Ray.
Ooh, obviously I love Gigi Ray, of course. She's fantastic. She's a wonderful person, but I adore Sandra Moon. She's so much fun.
Yeah.
Like she's fun. She always looks like she's excited to be there. So that match I think is going to be a lot of fun.
One of the nicest people in wrestling. We have your favorite and mine, TFA.
Okay. I thought you were trying to be.
No. I'm not being a smartass.
I thought you were being a smartass.
We have a lot of love for Taryn from accounting.
We do. TFA is the GOAT.
Yeah. TFA is taking on Shazza McKenzie in her NEW debut.
Ooh, that's going to be another fun one. Like, let's go. Shaz had a really good showing at LPW in her Canadian debut last month or earlier last month now. It's official. This summer is kind of is melting together and flying by for me. But yeah, so she made her debut. So she's going up against TFA, who we absolutely adore. Yeah. Shout out TFA. Hi, TFA. Miss you. We need to have her back on Beards. Maybe we can get her on here. Maybe she'll wake up early and hang out with us.
Maybe. TFA, you want to come talk some wrestling?
Yeah, of course she does.
Yeah, so, and last but not least, Jody Threat is making her NEW debut, facing off against Rose.
I love Rose.
Yeah, it's a huge test for Rose, but like I couldn't be more stoked for her. So this is gonna be great. So good on
Rose
them.
is another one of those like super nice people that you just want to root for. So her getting this opportunity is huge. And Jody Threat's fantastic as well. Love Jody Threat. She's wonderful as well. Like that's a card. That's a good card. Good sneaky card that you threw in there.
Yeah.
Shout out to our friends over at NWA for NEW. Sorry, I misspeak. Shout out to our here. We'll cut that right there. We'll just go shout out to our friends at NEW for putting us onto that card to talk about. Hell yeah.
Shout out to Billy the Pumpkins and Tyrus for
ruining anybody with those three. No, I get going and I say things that don't make it. Sometimes I have brilliant moments, sometimes I don't. But that card is cool. I'm excited. Yeah. I will be checking out that as well. And Mrs. Pluggo, if you're still watching, I'm not available for the next 7 days because I'm just going to be watching wrestling show after wrestling show after wrestling show.
So this is the big one. This is the one that I am very excited for. We are just coming off of LPW 16, LPW 17, Violence, 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 Friday, July 28th from the Rec Room South in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.
Yes.
We talked about the 3 stages of hell match last week.
Yep, because Gigi and Zoe for the title, for the Grand Championship. We've announced 2 matches since then for our home promotion. And they're bangers, friends.
We got the Son of Irish defending his LPW Challenge Championship against Amir Jordan. You want to talk?
Yes, they do, Lawrence. We just talked about how awesome it is.
Wow,
Lawrence, we did. Yes, they do have a super fun card, and it's free tomorrow, so it's going to be a good time. We did. We just talked about how awesome it is. Your buddy Jordan Oliver will be there. You know, screenshot thief Jordan Oliver. But yes, go on. The Son of Irish, Amir Jordan, making his return to Canada.
When we talk certified banger, that is this match right here.
You'd put a blue check mark again if you were certifying this as a banger. You'd blue check mark this match.
Boom. This one is going to deliver. I cannot wait for this. Son of Irish has been on an incredible run lately, and he's going to face his stiffest competition yet with Amir Jordan. So I'm very, very stoked for this one.
Former NXT UK standout Amir Jordan. He'll be making his LPW debut, and he's excited about it. We're excited to have him, so that's going to be a ton of fun.
And just announced the other day, for the GCWA Women's Championship, Jasmine Allure making her Love Wrestling debut, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so, yes.
Facing off against Taylor Rising.
And she's coming back because I think she's been on a couple. Yeah. That's going to be a lot of fun, too. Taylor's been making her doing her thing on the indies, so I'm glad she's making her way back to LPW, and to have Jasmine Allure in, like, that'll be fun. And why not just throw those 2 together and see what happens? I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Like, the LPW matchmakers are dipping into their bag of tricks and just pulling out like these incredible matchups. And it's like, you can go watch this live in Edmonton or on the Love Wrestling Twitch, and you're going to see a great night of wrestling. You can't go wrong.
No, I don't know what they're doing over there. I don't know. I don't have the insights. I'm not in the room when they're booking these matches, but they have to be when they do this, when they put these cards together, they have to be like looking down and just going, hell yeah. This
they're looking at that. Hab guy's even stoked. Huge fan of Taylor Rising.
Yeah.
I am too. This card, like, I'm going to say this right now. LPW 17 could be card of the year for LPW.
Really? It's only 3 matches so far.
Could be card of the year for independent wrestling here in Canada. That's how good this card is being built so far. So
you know what I say about that. As long as it's Rads free, it'll be card of the year for me.
Oh,
what a rhyme! That was a good one.
You know,
Rads free is the card for me.
We're going to invite the Rads on here, and we're going to have a little sit down powwow.
We need to work this out.
We're going to have a little sit down meeting here. I shouldn't have said powwow. I apologize. A little sit down and just hash this out. So
we told them on Thursday we should. We'll see. You know how they get though.
Yeah. So
I just love that everybody thinks it's one-sided. It's just me. Not like they haven't taken countless shots at old Pluggo over the last year. like they didn't start it.
The rivalry is spilling out onto For Exposure. I'm fully expecting them to make an appearance now. I don't know how, but I'm sure they'll show up.
Affiliated. I don't know how they show up on Thursdays either. I'm still trying to figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
Acting like they're awake at this hour. That's cute, Blair. They're still sleeping. You know how they're probably they were up too late playing video games or something. You know, whatever they do. You know those wrestlers that play video games back in my day.
We carried handguns and
handguns. Shut up, Undertaker.
Fired off warning shots. All right, Taker.
Oh, what is this? We got Hab guy saying, considering how much Pluggo hates the Rads, he sure does mention them a lot and bringing their attention to them. I just covered the news, Hab guy. I just covered what's the haps, what's going on. And if you're going to ask me about an LPW show where the Rads are featured heavily, I have to give my opinion. It's called Internalistic Journalistic Integrity.
Internalistic journalistic integrity.
Yeah, that's my new catchphrase. I'm an internalistic journalistic integrity kind of guy.
Okay, so that is
we went to a little bit of overtime today, but worth it.
We covered a lot.
We did. That was good. Which is good. That is good. I know that when we were sitting down and we had a plan and then we threw some other things at it, we couldn't leave out. It was because independent wrestling is in a fantastic spot. I think we've said that almost weekly on this program. It's in a great spot. That's why we're here. So we're just trying to get more exposure to the product and just be fans of all these people out there grinding, man. It's good to see that independent wrestling is healthy and thriving.
Hell yeah. So
that's right.
My dude, I got to go to work right away.
Okay, my dude, I got things to do too. So I know we went to overtime, so let's do this. I'll plug my stuff. Or no, wait, you plug your stuff. Then I'll plug my stuff. And while I'm plugging my stuff, you don't butcher the outro.
I did good last week. So.
I know. So that's what I'm saying. So that's what we do. Plug you, I'll plug me, we'll go home.
Okay, so you can find me up on Twitter, Grainmaker Pod. You can find me up on Blue Sky, Grainmaker Pod. We're gonna get Pluggo on there soon. Just got to slide an invite, so just slide an invite.
Yeah.
Get me over there. Just dropped a podcast with Erica from IWS, who is having a big show on July 15th. We are going to talk about that next weekend, so that is going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, all of their social medias got some banger episodes coming out. And yeah, you can find me up on For Exposure doing the brunch gimmick on Sundays. So I'm all over the place.
Is he wanting 3 more hours of us or 3 more hours till something?
I don't know. 3 more hours of
just us vamping for 3 more hours. I mean, you got to go to work, but I mean, I guess I could, but no, you don't want that. You don't want 4 straight hours of me. Which, speaking of which, you can find me at Pluggo_ on Twitter. I don't have Blue Sky or Threads yet. I'll get on it. Somebody needs to invite me to Blue Sky, but Threads, I need to just. Oh, he wants 3 more hours of us, Blair. One of these Saturdays we can go big. Quit your job, Blair. He says quit your job. Lawrence, you doll, you stud.
You're a gem, Lawrence.
Maybe one of these weekends that Blair and I are free and we don't have anything going on, we'll do a watch along with one of these shows or something. Like it could be kind of fun to sit and watch a GCW live and talk and do a For Exposure special. But as of today, he's got work. I've got plans, so we can't be on for the next 3 hours. But again, you can find me at Pluggo _ on Twitter. You can find me at Pluggo on all the other social media networks. Just Google Pluggo. My face will pop up because there's not a ton of Pluggos in the world, which is kind of nice. You can find the show page I do Thursday nights, 8 p.m. between PJ and myself. You can find that at B2 Beards on all socials to stay up to date on that. I also did a interview with Tom Talks Rubbish for Fightful. I'm not sure when that airs, so stay tuned to Tom Talks Rubbish's social medias to figure out when that's popping off. But yeah, that's all I've got. So until next time, friends, we're out. We're hanging out. You got this? You ready? You ready?
I'm ready.
You ready? Let's go. Blair.
Peace in the streets.
Blair. Peace in the streets.